Well, farmers and ranchers get the chance to discuss the latest trends in the ag industry with the one and the only Hefty brothers this week. Brian and Darren Hefty, of course, they host AgPhd on RFD-TV and Rural Radio, are welcoming visitors to their farm for a one-day event full of ag demonstrations and keynote speakers. Let's go to Baltic, South Dakota, where RFD-TV's Mark AgPhd is live for the annual AgPhd Field Day.
Well, Janet, you know, you've heard of the Hefty boys and the Hefty brothers and all the things they do on RFD-TV. We've got a special group here. These are the Gottsch boys that are here today, the Gottsch brothers. Patrick, thanks for bringing Mickey with you today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Mick talked him into coming up to South Dakota with us today and check it out for his farm operation.
Very good. Well, in all seriousness, you and Brian and Darren Hefty go back quite a ways, and it's been a great partnership, a win-win for each.
Yeah, they're with us from the start. They do more on our network than anybody else. They have both a television show weekly, as you know, and then the daily radio show. So anything we can do to help the Hefty brothers out, they help us out. So we're glad to be here and broadcast all day.
Absolutely. And you jumped on a cart here earlier and traveled around doing what you love to do, and that's just talk to our viewers and listeners.
Well, that's the fun thing about coming to these kinds of events is everybody still comes up and just says thank you. We really appreciate RFD-TV. I can't hear that enough. That's why we do it. And to have different folks come up and tell us what shows they watch and how much they like the Market Day report now, especially, is really gratifying.
Yeah, very good. We're going to talk about a new program coming up, but Mick, when you talk to a farmer, you got to ask about the crops and in that Omaha area and Elkhorn. What do they look like?
The Omaha area, I think the spigot kind of shut off a little bit for us the last week or so. Definitely have had the moisture and things look really well around there, but a little concerned about the next couple weeks. I was just watching the show and it said a little drier than normal, so we'll see how good your weather lady is.
Attitudes though, farmers and ranchers are what they are, still smiling and looking forward to harvest.
Exactly right. They got a combine here with grain in the tank, so I'm getting a little nervous. I don't know if I should be home or what.
Very good. Mick,
ask Mick about his operation.
Yeah, please, go ahead, Mick.
We raised corn and soybean row crop around the Omaha area, and that's pretty much what we do. So
last time I saw you, you were setting records with your brother at Founder Park in Grand Island, and I still got a great picture of the two of you side by side and driving Dad's tractor.
Yeah, that was a neat event, and the two tractors that we had was tractors that our father bought new back in the day. It was an old 620 and a 4020, so had got them up and running good and all painted up, and they were leading the parade.
Very good. And we're standing next to a trailer that Raquel is very proud of, your daughter putting Farm Her on the air, premiering this fall.
People have seen the promos, and they're going to see a lot more of them. We're really proud of what Raquel and Margie are doing. New show called Farm Her. It'll be on in prime time. We'll have it on Friday nights and Sunday nights to start with. But really focusing on farm women, all the great stories out there in agriculture that involve women. They've been to Colorado, to Florida, to Texas, to California, Iowa, and I've seen the pilot show and a couple other. It's great stuff. I'll put this show up against anything on any network, and I really think it's going to help us reconnect city with country again, especially with women in urban areas who will really appreciate these kinds of stories being told.
Great. Well, you guys going to go on the road now from here, Patrick?
No,
the Gottsch brothers.
This is it. This is one night only.
One night only. Mick, good to see you.
Thanh you for having us.
Have a good harvest.
By the way, Rose's pumpkin patch is doing really well too.
Patch, got a pumpkin report too.
Mickey come up with his big tractor and ripped through the ripped us open about a 100-yard acre, and it's really doing well this year.
Very good. So you got a crop report, pumpkin patch report. We got it all here, and we're not done yet. A couple more to go. We're going to introduce you to Tom Osborne and Johnny Rogers coming up here in a half an hour. They're speaking right now. We had a chance to visit, and we'll share that with you coming up next. Back to you, Janet.
Well, thanks again, Mark. Now, if you're at the event and listening to us on Rural Radio, be sure to stop by the RFD-TV booth and tell them hello. And if you didn't make it to the event, well, stay tuned to RFD-TV all day today for more live reports.